One of the nicest, most familiar people to you, I'm sure, from CBS is our guest today, Don Stewart. He's been a guest on Omelette and done a lot of TV and radio shots for us when he visited WHAS. And we like him very much, and so does the audience, not only here, but all over the country. He plays the part of Michael Bauer on the popular CBS soap, The Guiding Light. He's an interesting man. He's, as you can see, he's an attractive leading man type. He's single, so he's very attractive for many reasons. He sings, he flies, and he has a boat. And he's just a very nice person to be with. But one thing, Don, you're always in trouble on the soap. I guess that's the name of the game, right?
Yeah, well, I'm in trouble off the soap.
How do you mean?
Yeah, well,
your private life, huh?
Yeah, no, that's kind of the way it is in life. You know, they try to depict, the person-to-person drama, of course, as we know. And like you say, we're always in trouble.
It's kind of interesting, though, I should think, when the writers tell you what's going to happen to you over the next 6 months, or you read scripts days in advance, you think, oh my.
Except they don't tell you unless you ask, and unless it's important to your character. You know, for example, if they were telling me that I was going to fall in love with somebody, you'd have to start playing, falling in love with that person. But I didn't know I'd gotten shot in the heart, a little while ago. By a bad guy I'd sent to prison, as all of you know. And he came back, and I got shot and had problems and relapses and all that sort of thing. But I didn't know that until about 3 weeks before it actually happened. So the producer came up to me, and he brought me in his room one day, and he says, you're going to get shot.
Just like that.
And then he said, but you're going to stay, you're going to be alive, you're going to stay on the show. I think he thought it.
That's right, because we've talked about this before when you were visiting us in Louisville, that when an actor gets sick on a soap opera or he gets shot, always in the back of his mind is, are they going to write me out of the series? Am I going to be out of a job?
I suppose,
Not you,
a long round contract time, it really would have worried me. I couldn't negotiate as well with a bullet in my heart as I could have without.
But you're the central character on the storyline, so obviously they only have good things in store for you. But the character must be in jeopardy from time to time in order to sustain it.
As a matter of fact, the writers say that have told me that there's a great philosophy in that, where you take a hero, for example, and you elevate him to very high levels. For example, I had gotten this girl off from a murder charge, and within a couple of days of having gotten her off on this murder charge, I got shot. So it was a matter of being elated and being elevated to this tremendous pinnacle of success,
right,
and then immediately dropped to a low. And they find that that's a very effective way to handle scripts and things like that.
One thing seems to me, as a sometime observer of soaps, that there are not a lot of comedy lines in soap operas, funny lines.
No, that's true.
I wonder if sometimes you would like, because you have a good sense of humor. I've spent time with you, we had dinner together, and you like a good joke. I wonder if sometimes you and your character as Michael Stewart would like to be, Michael Bauer would like to be, have some funny lines.
I would like that a lot more. I think the writers feel probably that women are very serious, and that if they were to get too much humor, that they might lose the feeling of the tremendous problems that there are. I think men quite often tend to laugh over problems, where sometimes women don't do that, and I think that they're probably wrong, basically, because I think women would like to laugh too on these things. But I think that's probably their consideration.
In your performances, when you sing, and you have a whole other career as a singer, you were good enough to sing on Omelette with us when you were with us last season, and I hope you'll be back live again to sing with us. But when you do your club act and your performances, do you do it pretty straight from song to song, or do you have some patter in between?
Well, I talk about the show because, as a matter of fact, 2/3 of the audience have been people that watch the show. Who watch the guy, and they come out just to see Michael Bauer, the guy, and they don't know if I can sing at all until I open my mouth. And then I know I can't.
No, we've heard you, and we know how good you are. Have you played some engagements recently?
Yeah, I've been playing constantly all over, all over the East Coast, around New York particularly. But I had done a Fight for Sight benefit at Philharmonic Hall, which is very gratifying. The Fight for Sight is a fund for preventing blindness and care of the eyes and things like that. And Earl Wilson I think we talked about him before.
The columnist who always
columnist.
writes great things about you.
Yeah, he actually got me lined up for that thing to do this benefit of Philharmonic. Liza Minnelli was there.
Wow.
Lana Cantrell and Phil Silvers and a lot of people were there.
Is that Lincoln Center you're talking about?
Yeah.
Philharmonic?
Yeah.
Beautiful place.
Yeah, it's a nice room.
Wow,
It's a nice room to play. 3,000 people.
Do you like to play that type of a concert situation as a singer, or do you like clubs, or doesn't it make any difference to you?
It really doesn't make that much difference to me. The clubs are nice because you have more person-to-person thing, but by the same token, in a concert situation, people come just to hear you. In other words, they're sitting there, and that's what they're dedicated to doing, rather than eating or drinking or talking to.
Listen, I'm going to come right to it. You know, we've been friends a long time. You're a single fellow. Are there any changes in your private life? I don't ask it on my own behalf, but on our audience. Is Don Stewart on the threshold of a romance of any kind?
No, except when I get back to Louisville Live, I run into some more of those Kentucky girls there. No, nothing's changed.
You're still single and eligible, right?
Yeah.
I would say the Guiding Light is going extremely well. It's one of the stronger soaps.
Yes, it really is, and it's been very gratifying too. That as soon as I got shot in the heart, the ratings went up. I guess everybody thought I was leaving the show, and they were going to start watching again. No, the ratings have been very good on the show. And of course, for a 20-year-old show, it's great to know that you're in the top 3.
Okay, yes, it is one of the top. I was interested in the bio that CBS sent out. It said your ambition is to do a daytime series, a movie, a Broadway show in the evening, followed by my nightclub act, and after that, a recording session, all in the same day.
Yeah, with a couple hours off to eat and sleep, things like that.
That's pretty good.
But, it's like, I like to do an interview show. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yes.
In fact, here, I'll interview you.
I'll sit on your lap, as you say the word. No, I think you could do it, and you did very well. You were on with that phone-in show that we did when you were here last time. And I think that's unusual, because most actors don't really get a chance for face-to-face confrontation with their audience. I think you enjoyed it. I don't know who enjoyed it more, the audience or you. But you like that kind of thing.
I do. And that's one thing I like about the club act, is I get a chance to talk to people that watch the show, And I have a new song that I put in the act that's about the show. And it was written especially for me, and has to do with the Guiding Light.
What's it called?
It isn't called anything. We call it TV routine, is what I call it. It's about a 3-minute song, and it's about the Guiding Light. Maybe when I come out there live, I'll
I would like that very much. We happen to be sitting in a very lovely Atlanta hotel at this moment, and Don Stewart is the star of the Guiding Light. He sings. He's a very interesting companion, and he's just an all-around nice fellow. He's been our guest.
I'm going to do my ballet routine, too, when I get there.
Will you? With your tutu?
Right.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Don.
Thank
Don
you.
Stewart of the Guiding Light, our welcome guest today.
Good morning. We're here to cheer you up. This is Omelet. Milton Metz is here, and we've got, look who I've got here. This is Frank Sinatra, Jr., one of our guests this morning. We have a lot of nice people out there. Frank, perhaps you'd be good enough to say howdy to him in Kentucky language.
Well, Milt, I got to tell you that if you want me to talk in Kentucky language, well, it just so happens I'm fully equipped to do that, and it's a pleasure to be here with all you this morning, folks.
He talks regular, too. Well, we've got some more nice people, and we'd like you to meet them. And who has them? None other than Faith Lyles. That's good.